It's getting hot. I do have tapping fluid, but I'm sure it makes a difference if you tap I should use it WD. I really love this RVS screws. They have a flat head, so they're even smaller than normal. It doesn't protrude, so that's good as well. Nice. Might get interesting. Might give it a try. Might actually put a metal ring on the one. Well, it's not round for me. Oh, that's cool. This knife is quite a scary thing. It's bigger than the previous one because I hope, well, first of all, it can reach deeper, and secondly, it doesn't reach as high RPM as the small one because of the outer comfort. I don't know how you call it in English. Hi boys. What's up? Gonna give her a pat. So, I did make the rubber, and this is a nice trick if you want to. The last time I had like all this weird looking rubber parts. I added some wood on top of it and milled them at the same time, and then you get the clean cut. So, just a thing. A tip or something. Another day in the shed. Okay, so for this thing I need to level it really okay. The Z-axis. Okay, that's 0. And then I use this to make a cigarette. Straight away. That's our X and Y. Now, I'm gonna create a wheel that holds the knife. I watched some of the footage back yesterday, and apparently it's nice that I made a recording, because you could clearly see, which I couldn't see because I was behind some shield, sort of, that the wheel really bends all over the place and screws everything up, so I might want to make it a little bit more sturdy. This thing has to be pretty flat. I'm gonna screw it down. Before you listen to me, also I know 0 might have changed. Because I'm gonna screw it down. It's 0. I think 0.016 meters. I'll try this one. Yeah, I left a little bit here, not much, but hopefully enough to center my my cutter. Did I bring the cutter? No. Well, I'm gonna redo it because I want to leave a little bit more material. But something like this. Well, since the outer circle is not as important, this doesn't really matter. Where's the knife? Where did I leave the knife? Here I did. So let's see if it fits. Looks like it fits, but or does it not fit? Might have made it a little bit too big. You can hardly push any pressure on it because it's so dangerous. I mean, if you slip off, you will cut yourself. I think the three thingies there are a little bit too far apart, I think. So it fits on there. You cannot move it sideways. Well, a really tiny amount, but this ensures it will be as center as I can get it, probably. So yeah, good. I'm probably gonna reuse this one as a top. And then the knife will be a lot stronger like this. But these stand prone. Oh, sorry. These stand prone a little bit. Because the knife is only 0.3, so I'm gonna shave off a little bit because the way it clamps the knife, this cannot be standing prone, otherwise you're clamping on this and not on the knife. So I'm gonna grab a very fine sandpaper. I didn't cut completely through, as it seems. I might have taken a very thick roll that I didn't well, 4 point something. This knife should be okay. I thought I intended to use 6, so I fall short. Well, that's okay, because this is too thick anyway, so yeah, might need to roll off some of the foil. Fuck, that's annoying. It has a fold over edge to the right, so I'm not sure what it is. Might be able to see that in the slow-mo. I tried like everything, but it just doesn't work. I even made a sled with a huge linear rail, like insane for hefty stuff, and all I do is move a knife. But oh yeah, also I got the wobble. There was in the slow-mo was still some wobbly left. I removed that. So it's really clean now in terms of wibbly wobbly. Almost 0, but yeah. that is not the reason why it fucks up. And I am kind of thinking if the blade is actually, if the blade sucks. It's a cheap blade from a hardware store. That's not like one of these Alpha blades or something. The last blade I used was an Alpha, but smaller diameter. So since I got some rolls that were okay with the small blade, even when the blade was just sitting on a screw, so with a lot of play, it still managed to cut some nice pieces. And with this blade, it doesn't work at all. And I really have no clue what it could be. But on this setup I cannot use the smaller blade, because the bore of the blade is 5 millimeters or something. If it was 6 I could use it still on this setup, but 5 is not possible. I don't have the bushings to fill it up and such. So well, another day in the shed, and still a fail. I pretty much don't feel like playing with it anymore. It's no fun if it doesn't work. I might actually just order some blades. Maybe someone knows if these blades, these proper brand blades, are so much better. I can imagine they are. Another thing might be that the smaller blade has less contact area within the roll. That might, I don't know, maybe it doesn't recut the material as many times as the bigger blade does. Could be. So maybe a small blade is even better than if it can reach that deep. Then a small blade might be better even than a large blade. I don't know. Yeah. Yep. I might try to mount the small blade on this one, if I can somehow, and see if it's still so shitty. If it's working better, then I know either this blade sucks, or a bigger blade is not chill. It's not working better. As for now, I couldn't make one roll that I could unwound without breaking it, and I managed to do that with the small crappy blade just on a screw. So I'm not so sure what's going on, but it's not because it's more solid and it has bearings and such that it doesn't work. I can't imagine it's that. So it must be the blade, or the size of the blade, or the quality of the blade. By the way, this is really nice. It's better than feeding it by the machine, because you can feel it has some sort of suspension. So if it's a bit wobbly, because this is of course not completely round, because I don't have a lathe, this just moves along, which is nice. Yeah. So I think this is nicer than feeding it by the CNC. And then you could write, if it does work, finally, if it does, then you could write a program to only lower the Z-axis every time, like for instance 4 millimeter, if you want to make 4 millimeter rolls. Just push the button and then it lowers, and then beep. Push the button, then it lowers, beep. Something like that. Not that I need gazillion rolls, but it's funny to make, like, if you're doing this, make like 20 or 30 and then disassemble everything and put it in a box somewhere. You might need it. Okay, so fail time. Hopefully there's someone that has more knowledge about this kind of blades, and if cheap brands suck compared to the real deal.